Welcome back. It's been a little bit. Let's see. It's been 10 days since I've done a video. This video is going to be, well, I'm going to just do a quick planner update because I have changed stuff. My A6, which in the past I've said has been my everyday carry, and I had a couple of notebooks in here. One of them was my health notebook, and this is what I would throw in my bag, but I have since set this aside, and this is what I'm using. I think I may have the video before this one. I think it talks about, or it shows me like setting this one up, but this is a B6. I looked on my Chic Sparrow account to try to find out what leather this is because I don't remember, but I could not find it. But it is a B6 size. It is a Chic Sparrow. It's a deluxe. And this is what it looks like. So this is what I'm carrying now. Granted, when I say everyday carry, it's, you know, when I leave the house. I hate that glare. And I don't leave the house super often. So when I do, this is what I would take. So what I had in my A6 was this notebook, and I just kind of tucked it in here. And then my health notebook, I tucked it in here because it has this pocket. Okay, so this is what's going with me in my bag. And I just got some decorative paper from Hobby Lobby for the fall, and I cut them down to size. This notebook, I cannot quite remember where I got it from, but it's an old one I've had for a long time. I looked here and I can't, like it says Artlandia Press. I don't know where I got it from, but it's just been empty, sitting in my bin of empty notebooks. So I just kind of decorated this with washi tape and some other stickers that I had, and it's really just dailies. This is what I'm using for dailies. Some little collage when I feel like it. Just trying to use up the stuff, you know, a lot of the stuff that I already have. That's what this will be. This paper I fell in love with because of the colors. I love all the teals and greens with just a little splash of orange. Let's see. This is a pocket folder I've had for a while. It has some stickers in there. It's holding this little A6 notebook. Some of these stickers that I pulled out because they are more fall colors, so I want to use them up. This is just acetate I've had for years. This notebook is from Chic Sparrow. It's one of their inserts that they sell. Not quite using it for anything. I think I pen tested it here. Yeah, I pen tested it with a bunch of different pens. Well, different pens that I like, you know, just to see. I think there's some shadowing, nothing major for me. It does not bother me at all. And then over here I have had these die cuts forever. I think way back, like a long time ago, I was like part of some kind of subscription box for stationery goodies, and I think that's where I got these from. But this is another paper from Hobby Lobby. This is also from a stationery box that I got a while back, I think. You know, some of this stuff it's hard to remember because it's so old. I've had it for so long. This notebook is it's a Master's Touch, so this is a Hobby Lobby notebook, and I did cut it down to size because I think it was more like an A5 size, and I cut it down to B6 because this is B6. So I literally just used an X-Acto knife and my cutting board. I think it did a pretty good job. Not too wonky, but whatever. And this is kind of like just a journal, you know, writing, whatever I feel like. More pretty paper, and then my health notebook in the back, and that's it. This is what I'm using for my planner, dailies and journal. Of course, this one, which I think you've seen in all my videos, is my narrow. This has not changed. This is like, you know, my weeklies and monthlies, and I've been saying this for months now because it's been since January, I think. So I have my monthly back here. I have some folders and, you know, stamps and pictures, and then I have this weekly. That's this is kind of like where I do my meal planning, appointments, more meal planning, and it's account information, I think. Let's see if I can cut that out. Yeah, and pictures and stuff. This stays the same. Notes for the house, things we need to get for the house, and or stuff like that. This hasn't changed. This stays the same. So really, my lineup now, probably for the rest of the year, will be these two. This cover will be all of September and maybe even October. No, I think October I might switch. Unfortunately, I don't have a black cover. I would have liked to have had a black B6 cover, but I don't. Just because I'd like to use that for October. But I might switch October to this one, which means I will just take all the guts out of here and stick it in here. But I think this lineup, as far as being a narrow and standard size and a B6 size, is what's going to take me through the end of the year. I think I have a red cover that this might work in, so for December. But yeah, that's what's been working me as far as planner wise, working for me, sorry. As far as planner sizes, planner lineup. My mind has been preoccupied with a few other things going on right now with me and my family, so I haven't really had time or desire, I guess, to be like painting. It's just been planner work, notebooks. I still journal, I still do all that kind of stuff, but as far as like creating and painting and stuff, I just haven't had the time or desire to do that. But today, what I'm going to do is jelly print on this paper, which this is, if I'm not mistaken, the HP 32 pound, which is really, really good paper. And I want to see how the jelly printing will do on that. I'm going to be doing some jelly printing because I can always use that in my notebook creations as far as My.Artful.Wander in my shop. So I think that's what I'm going to work on, but I don't know. I'm thinking I'll probably do a time lapse on that. I think so. I don't know. But anyway, so that's it for now, and I'm going to come back and we'll get started on a little bit of jelly printing. this is like 3 different layers, I think. But this is so pretty, the gold. And some of this, I think it was this one. Let's see. This one has gold in it too. This was more of an orange, and this was orange acrylic. And this right here, I used an ink pad, like for stamps, and I just kind of splotched it all over the jelly plate, and that's what came out. This is what came out as well, so you can see they look alike. Here and here. This one. This one. Now, these are not necessarily finished. Maybe some of them are. I'll have to take a closer look at them to see if I want to add something. This one's a little one-dimensional to me, too one-dimensional, so I might add something over here. But some of them are kind of done the way they are. This one might need some more, another layer or 2. This one might need one more layer, but it's still kind of cool to look at it like that. But this is on the HP 32-pound paper, and it pulls so nice. Obviously, paper does make a difference. The type of paper you use. I've used the cheapest of printer paper, and it works just fine. You know, I've used sketch paper, and it's worked just fine. But there is a difference when you're working on like a heavier, dudier paper like the 32 pounds. So anyway, these will turn into something more. It just depends. Once I look at them, I might tear pieces up to use in my journals, or I might doodle some flowers or some leaves or something to use on the journals that I have in my shop. But anyway, I thought it was kind of fun to play around with my jelly plate since I hadn't done so in a while. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now. Maybe we'll see, but thanks for watching.